up, everybody? Welcome back to Black and Blending. Black to the Blending. How you guys doing? If you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing below, turning on the notification bell so that you are notified every time we post a video. Right. I do not know who gave men bragging rights, talk about he, slept with this one and he made her scream like that and whatever. But in today's video, one of the subscribers wrote to me on Instagram and she was saying that she's been dating this guy for the past 3 months. He's amazing. Everything about this guy is great. Besides the sex. Like, the sex is terrible. She said something about him being a 2-minute man, but the way he brags about, how good he is and all of that is just, like, for her, it's seriously like a turn off. She said before they even had sex, he had already painted this picture about Marvin Gaye, lingerie, you name it, And when the deed happened, she was like, you kidding? Please tell me there's more. This is not all, you put me in the mood for. And he was like, no, wait for round two. Round 2 is going to be gangster. Honey! It was worse. I'm just saying what she wrote. But she said second round was even worse, and she is so frustrated because he's a really, really good guy. He's like 70% of everything that she's looking for in a guy, but that 30% is super, super important to her, and she just wants us, me, and you, my people watching this video, to help her decide what she should do. So, in all this mess, the ex decides to come back in the picture and holler at her and be like, shorty, untap that ass. Well, yeah, so the ex is sliding in the DM, they talking again, and she says her and the ex had really good chemistry when it came to, like, sex and everything else, but he's like 40%, he has like 40% of the stuff she wants in a man, and he's undecided, whether they'll get married, whether this relationship even has a purpose. So that's the reason why they broke up in the first place. But now she's thinking, should I leave my 70 and go to the 40, or should I just cut them both and start again, right? But what she's saying is age is against her. She's 35 years old, she wants to start a family, she wants to have kids and all of that stuff, and she feels like jumping from one guy to the next is just gonna waste her time. So, first and foremost, I'm going to put this out. For me, sex is important. I mean, good sex is good. It's really good. I mean, if you've had good sex, right? But my only problem is that I personally would not leave a guy who has 70% of what I'm looking for just because he cannot give me good sex. Because maybe there's a reason why, he's not performing really well. You guys can add toys, there's so many things you can do to kind of like make the sex parts interesting and more satisfying for you. Is he good with his fingers? Is he good with his tongue? There's so many things you guys can explore as long as he's willing to obviously have that conversation where you can sit him down and say, listen, you are 70% of what I'm looking for. You're an amazing guy. I really do, love you, and this relationship is great. But for me, I just feel like you're not tapping a rat, and that's a problem for me. It is a deal breaker, but I feel like maybe if you're willing to add in toys, maybe if you're willing to go to the doctor and check her out, or maybe if you're willing to talk to somebody, because you never know. There's a lot of people out there who can tell you, hey, if you drink ginger and lemon, hey, you will be going 17 hours. You don't know. So maybe he just needs to open up and talk about it. And are you willing to, like, be with him through the journey of him trying to find, the performance? I'm sorry about that. But yeah, are you willing to stay with him, still have the bad sex while he's trying to figure himself out? I would personally do that. I would personally sit him down and express how I feel and tell him how important this is to me, and also express how much I love him, because you must understand, his manhood is, it's like you telling him he cannot satisfy you or he's not making you come. It's like, it's like you're killing the man. You literally killing him. But if you want to have this, if you guys want to continue with this relationship, and if he loves you as much as you say he does, then I think he will, listen. He will sit there and listen to what you say because you are important to him, and I feel like because you guys started in and things weren't really good, because you said that you guys had sex really early and things weren't good, but then he kept on promising you that things are gonna get better. So things haven't gotten better. I feel like it is time for you to sit down and have the conversation. Not just lay in bed after sex and be like, dude, you're kidding, right? And then he's like, no, don't worry, next time will be better. You literally have to talk to him with your clothes on, away from the bedroom, maybe on a date night or after watching a really nice movie or something. You know your man. Just set the mood for a good conversation and lay it thick and lay it down. Listen, babe, this is what. And if he says he cannot, he doesn't want toys, he doesn't want you guys to try some other stuff, then for me, if it's a deal breaker for you, then it's okay to leave, but don't go back to the ex. Honey, the ex already showed you his true colors when you were in the relationship. He already told you, or you already said he's confused. He doesn't know whether he's right or left, whether he's going forward or he's going back. You don't want that because of good sex. You don't want to be stuck with somebody who has no plans for the future, for the two of you, and you're just there laying for good sex when you could be building with somebody else who loves, adores you, provides, and just ticks all the boxes, and try to figure out, how you guys can work it. But you guys watching this video, in the comment section below, let me know, what would you do? Would you stay with somebody who gives you bad sex, but there's 70% of what you are looking for? Or would you ditch that person and go back to an ex who can only offer you 40% with great sex? So like I mentioned, I've already said what I said, but I feel like when it comes to the whole age thing, people should stop saying 35 is late, 35 is this, 35 is that. Girl, you can beat your man at 40 and you still can have children. There are people who are having children after 40, 35, 50. What makes you think you are any different? You will still have kids, but don't pressure yourself, because if you put pressure on the whole age thing, you'll end up meeting the wrong person, especially if you ditch the 70% and you go maybe and you find somebody who's 35 but the sex is really good and you stick with them, or you go back to your sex and your sex is really good but you're missing out on a whole lot. And I think one thing we have to analyze when we start dating is, can this person, do I want this person to be the father of my children? Like, do I want my children to take any of these, characteristics and traits and whatever? I think those conversations, because you don't want to just, there's so much more than just good sex. There's so much more in life than just good sex. Well, if you can find somebody who can offer you all of it, well, girl, you're lucky. Not everybody is that lucky, but I feel like there's so many other things that you can do, but I would honestly say, don't let go of your 70%. And don't do the whole thing of, okay, I'm going to keep the 70, but I'm going to go to my 40% and eat some of that and come there. You wouldn't like it. If you feel as if you really, really feel like sex is really important to you and you cannot, be in a relationship where you cannot have somebody who cannot satisfy you, like honestly hit that spot, then I feel like just let both of them go and move on to somebody else. But now, when you move on to somebody else, don't have the age in your head, I'm old, I'm this, I'm that, because guaranteed you're going to end up getting married, you're going to have children, but you're going to have so many regrets in your head. You do not want to live a life of regrets. You want to live your life with somebody who loves you, adores you, and is willing to try new things. And I just feel like the fear is that you're scared of telling him how you really feel about the whole sex thing, because you're afraid he's going to leave you. But at the same time, you're sitting there opening options, making your relationship an open relationship, and trying to bring an ex in, in the picture. That ex can also just, destroy whatever relationship you have with this particular person. So if the 70% is really important to you, girl, hold on, just hold on, hold his hand, and just tell him that, it's just, you guys are, literally one person now, even though you're not married, but you're exchanging fluids and all of that. So just really tell him how important it is and how supportive you are gonna be there with him every step of the way. You understand? You guys can learn toys together, you can watch videos together, you can talk, you can visit doctors if you have nurses, you can, you never know, maybe there is, like a Viagra. I'm not saying you can use it, but maybe you can find something that will kind of help him. But for me, honestly, leaving 70% for 40% of good sex, that's a no. Like, for me, I'm speaking for myself. I'm not speaking for you or for other people. I'm speaking for myself. But if you feel that you will definitely leave the 70% for some good saves, you go ahead and do that. But anyway, guys, like I mentioned, please let us know or advise her in the comment section below. What would you do? What would you suggest that she does? Are there things that help a nigga, stay a little longer? Yeah, just let us know in the comment section below. This is Black and Blending. My name is Tete, and I say, hi! Okay.